Hello everyone, this is Chris the Spyder Minimalist, and we're on a nice ride today, trust me folks. We are about to head under the Peace Bridge, which passes from Buffalo, New York to Fort Erie, Ontario. This is where the Niagara River begins. It empties out of Lake Erie, which is just up ahead there. The Niagara River passes underneath the Peace Bridge where it really begins, and then it heads kind of in a northwesterly track. It falls 200 feet or so, just under 200 feet over Niagara Falls, then it heads north, where a few miles later it pours into Lake Ontario. But this isn't a geography lesson day today, this is a great ride day today. We're in for a real treat. We're about to head through the city of Buffalo on the way to some really neat riding. Now, this is a ride that I took you on before. Actually, the second day I had the Spyder, which was also the second day of using this GoPro camera, I took you on this same ride. The problem is that the GoPro camera battery went dead. I didn't know it until I got to my destination. I stopped there and realized I had missed most of the footage that I had taken. Once we get through Buffalo, I'm going to turn the GoPro camera off and I'm going to pick it up where we left off on the second day of my Spyder ownership. And you're in for a real treat because we've got some cool things that we're going to see today. So this is the city of Buffalo. That is the Buffalo City Hall right there. It is a neat, I guess it's an Art Deco building. It's really cool. The inside is really cool as well. One thing that's interesting about the city of Buffalo is that there's a Cheerios plant in Buffalo. And when you drive on this road, we are on the Interstate 190, or what's called locally the 190, heading through downtown Buffalo. And when you're here, when that Cheerios plant is cranking, you can smell them. When the timing is right, it's a really neat treat to drive through here and smell the Cheerios as they're baking or cooking or whatever you call it. But anyway, I'm gonna switch the GoPro camera off and I'm gonna pick it up where we left off. Okay folks, so this is right around the area where I believe I lost battery power and for the GoPro camera. And this is where the road really begins to get kind of hilly and twisty, and there are cool sights that I want you to see. And so this is where the video is going to get really nice. So you can see there's a bridge that these cars ahead of us are going on, and we're going to travel over eventually. But before we go over this bridge, we're going to stop at a now abandoned bridge, that bridge, which is called appropriately the Blue Bridge. At one point that was a bridge for this road, and I don't know the full history on it, but there's a placard there that kind of gives you the history. This is now kind of a fishing area. My guess is that's what they're doing. I've also seen people drop kayaks off, but we're going to take a walk up there and check it out. This sign is difficult to read even when you're up close. I'm going to put the GoPro camera right up to it in the hopes that we can get a glimpse of it. Oh, I'm just noticing it's not the Blue Bridge, it's the Bigelow Bridge. I don't know why I've been calling it the Blue Bridge, but it is blue, but it's the Bigelow Bridge. We'll get up closer to it. And this is the Karagas Creek. We're in Karagas County. So I don't know if you can see it yet, but it looks like this bridge was built in 1928. Pretty neat, huh? So now we're back on the main roadway, but I'm glad you got to see the Bigelow Bridge up close and personal. Crossing the Karagas Creek. And we are now entering Karagas County. trees are just starting to bud. You can see the green shoots forming. It's going to get really beautiful down here within the next couple of weeks. And of course, as I said before, this part of the country in the fall is just breathtaking. And believe me, we'll be back in the fall. That's a cool cemetery. Got a railroad crossing here. I believe this is an active railroad crossing. I've never seen a train cross here, but I don't come down here all that often. I love that this road, as you can see, or maybe you can't, but I hope you can, follows this creek like a lot of roads in this part of the country. The road kind of disappears right in front of us here. And there it is. I just don't want my tires to hit that. They're inevitably going to hit it, but I'm going to avoid it as much as possible. We're now in the town of Ashford. At least I believe we're in Ashford, and we're heading towards the town of Ellicottville, which is a really cute little mountain town. It's a ski town. There's a couple of ski resorts just outlying the town of, I believe it's a village actually, the village of Ellicottville. And it's a real cute little place. I'm going to have lunch there. I'm going to kind of ride through the town, the village, so you can see it before I head in and have lunch at a restaurant called the Gin Mill, and then we'll be back on to see some more great sights. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a railroad track that goes on the other side of that creek. So we are now on New York Route 240, which ends right here, and it kind of goes into Route 242, which will lead us right into the village of Ellicottville, which is just down the road here. This is cute. I like this old-time railroad control tower, I guess it was at one point. Now, we took the scenic route to get here, my favorite route, which I just took you on, but a more direct way is to take Route 219, which is this route. So if we had come from Niagara Falls or from Buffalo on 219, we'd be coming out here, and then this becomes 219 as well as 242. 219 slices through western New York, starting in Buffalo, heading right to the Pennsylvania state line, and then it goes right through western Pennsylvania. It goes right through Johnstown, Pennsylvania, which is a great town I used to live in years ago. So we're now in the village of Ellicottville. A lot of little restaurants and shops, a lot of ski shops, obviously. Before I pull off to the restaurant I'm going to eat at, which is just up ahead on the right, I'll kind of just drive you through the village. It's very small. I'm eating right here at the Gin Mill, but I'm going to kind of just take you down few streets of the village. It's very small, but it's cool. Coming down here on a really snowy night is really, I'm not a skier, I skied years ago, but coming down here on a snowy night is a lot of fun. Now that I don't have an automobile and the Spyder is my only conveyance, that's not going to be possible anymore for me, at least not with my car, but that's okay. This Villaggio is a really nice Italian restaurant there. It's a neat church. So I'm going to just pull a U-ey here because it just gets residential at that point. Neat architecture in these towns. This Ellicottville Brewing Company is a neat restaurant. They also have a brewery, and they do a pretty good job of marketing their beer. I'm not a beer drinker, but they market their beer all over the place, at least all over Western New York. You can buy it in supermarkets and get it at restaurants, etc., etc. Okay, so now I'm going to head to lunch, and then we'll pick it up. There's another town that we're going to go through, a really small little town, but it's got the cutest little town hall that you can imagine, and I really want you to see it. And that's called East Otto, New York, and we'll head there right after lunch. Well, that was delicious. That was a Cajun burger, and it was awesome. And now we're heading to the village of East Otto, and it's nothing like this. It's a town, I believe. It's not even a village, so it's nothing at all like Ellicottville, but there's the cutest little town hall that I love to drive by, and we're gonna go check it out. Well, the weather forecaster said there was a slight chance of showers today, and we're getting the showers, although I guess a slight chance. See the cows? After we pass the East Otto Town Hall, we're going to head to the Griffiths Sculpture Park. G-R-I-F-F-U-S, or maybe it's I-S. No, I think it's U-S. And the Griffiths Sculpture Park is a cool place. Unfortunately, you can't enjoy the Griffiths Sculpture Park on the Can-Am Spyder. You've got to walk through it. But I'm not going to do that today. Instead, I'm going to show you a brief, short version of the Griffiths Sculpture Park that you can kind of drive through. It's kind of a, I guess it's like almost a satellite sculpture park for the main park. Now, we're going to go to the main park at some point, but we can't do that until it dries out. We're in mid-April right now. I'm thinking like late June, July, it's safe to go to the Griffiths Sculpture Park because it gets very, very muddy in the wet season. Basically, you walk through this huge area that's just loaded with beautiful sculptures. Now, I'm not an artsy guy. I don't go to art galleries. I don't have an appetite for those finer things like that, but this is a place, I'm a walker, I like to hike. This is a place where you can go for an awesome hike and see these incredible sculptures. What we're going to do is we're going to ride on a road just like this, and we're going to see these beautiful sculptures. Now, there's only a few of them, so we're not going to enjoy the full immersive Griffiths Sculpture Park today, but you're going to see a small snippet of it today from the road. So this is a cool thing. This is the East Otto Post Office right there, believe it or not. Welcome to East Auto. And this is the East Auto Town Hall. And I just love it. Isn't that cool? Established 1854. Alright, so now I'm going to take us to the Griffith Sculpture Park, and we'll be there momentarily. This is beautiful farm country out here. A lot of small dairy farms in western New York. A lot of big dairy farms too. Big industrial like dairy farms. Can you see the creek there running alongside the road? Little waterfall there. Okay, so if we were going to the main Griffith Sculpture Park, this is where we'd go, right there. But instead, we're going to go up this steep hill here, and we're going to see something that we can see right from the road. We're going to see sculptures we can see right from the road. I think you'll enjoy it. Now what I'm going to do, because of the limitations of the GoPro camera, is I'm going to use my iPhone to take some either photos or videos of the sculptures in case the GoPro camera doesn't capture their essence. I'll capture them with the iPhone, and you'll be able to enjoy them just as much as I do. So, wow, I know the GoPro can capture these. I know you can see that. I know it. What I don't know is if you can see some of the smaller ones that are further back. A lot of potholes on this road. See the geese? What I'm going to do is put my hazards on. And I'm going to capture this with the iPhone. Okay, so you now can say you've been to the Griffith Sculpture Park, not the main part of the park, but the park where you can drive through and see the sculptures from the road, like this one. And this one. But again, I assure you, we will go to the Griffith Sculpture Park at some point. I will walk the whole park, and I'll capture it with my iPhone, and you'll be able to see it. And that'll be at some point when the ground gets drier. Okay, folks, thank you so much for coming along with me on this ride. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you when you subscribe. I appreciate you when you just watch the videos. There's a light precipitation coming down, and it almost looks like snow. It cannot be. It's 45 degrees, but it is snow. It's some kind of frozen precipitation, even though it's not freezing out. I don't know how that works. So again, thank you so much. You have a great day, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.